Number one, people always ask me, what's the best device to get? I would say a glucose monitor. Know what
Mm,
your glucose levels look like. See if you're spiking, because it's very easy then to adjust your habits, your eating habits. And some of the stuff is very, very obvious in hindsight. And a story I like to say is, it turns out I'm a type 2 diabetic. It was predicted from my genome. I got it after a nasty viral infection, and I spiked to certain foods. And I was showing a friend of mine once, after eating a pulled pork sandwich, I was wearing my glucose monitor. I watched my glucose go up to like 350, which is super high. And I showed this friend, and he goes, Mike, everybody knows pulled pork sandwiches have sugar in it. Well, I didn't know that. And these things, again, some of them are obvious. And another story is from a New York Times reporter said, I thought I was eating the healthiest lunch every day, salmon on salad. What could be better than that? So he puts on his glucose monitor, and his sugar spikes through the roof. And guess what it was that caused it? It's the
the,
dressing.
the dressing.
So all he had to do was leave the dressing off, and he got the healthy lunch he wanted. So again, some of the stuff is obvious in hindsight, but you don't realize. And I guarantee, if you wear a glucose monitor, some of you may have really good glucose control, and it may not be an issue, but at least half of you don't. And by the way, the ones who have good glucose control, later in life, you probably will lose some of that control. And once you wear these monitors, you will never eat the same again. And I mean that in a very good way. You'll avoid the bad things, and you'll eat the good things for you. And so I think that's a good device to get started with. I think the wearables are a good device. My basic elements for staying healthy, I'm a believer in exercise is number one. So I lift weights every morning. I'm a believer strength training and keeping your muscle mass up is super, super important. I think nutrition, we talked about, don't eat ultra processed foods. I guarantee they're full of sugar. Most of them are high carbs, and they spike through the roof on your glucose. So avoid that. Yeah. And then sleep well. That's important for health at many levels, and social interactions. Those are the four main ingredients of having a good social network. And then I had the fifth one: measure yourself a lot so you can see what's going on. Those are the rules I live by, I guess. And I think hopefully that's going to lead to a long, healthy life for me, and I hope for many others as well.